Hello, you're watching Kel67 Gaming, and it's that time again, isn't it?
Yes, it's been about a month, so I guess it's only, due for another month in games.
So the last month or so, I think we've done all right, haven't we? We've got through a few games. There's been some good ones as well. But as always, probably the best place to start is
What games we chose for each other last month?
that's right. And last month for me, you chose.
South Park: The Stick of Truth.
You did, and I played it. Here we are. This is towards the end of the game now. You can see we've got some Nazi zombie cows that we'll have to take out. This one's a suicide bomber.
But it just is to be South Park, isn't it? To have all of that in a game where it's based medieval.
It's not medieval, it's fantasy.
Well, fantasy medieval, but what part of fantasy have you seen which has Nazi zombie cows?
This one.
Any of us?
And you'll also notice that I'm using Butters as my other person. I used Butters all the way through. I thought he was brilliant. What's this cloning technology that he's using? I didn't like it when he done this. Because it was like unnecessarily making the fight longer. Because you can see how easy I'm taking out these clones. Butters will take them out with one go as well.
Well, you'd hope.
With his ball hammer of smiting. I missed the kick up the arse there. That was bad timing.
You need to work on that.
Just notice there that Butters is running a bit low on health, so give him some junk food and he'll be good to go. Right, hockey stick around the heat for this guy, do you think? Right, hammer to the face, that should get rid of this one.
There we go.
Right, Craig's going to get it here. Look, it's on fire, feeling sick. That's how we play this. There he is, thrown up.
He's just came from behind.
He has. That's okay. We'll just make sure that Butters is okay. We've got plenty of junk food, and we'll have a go at this one. He's already taken the hockey stick. Time for baseball. and again, and again, and again.
You broke your bat.
I really got into this one, and I did play it all the way through. I did complete it. There was an issue though.
What's the issue?
I was playing it on PS3, and there's a problem with the trophy integration with that. It keeps crashing the game. It was a nightmare, some of it to get through. Not because of the game, just because of
the crashing.
This glitch that's baked into the PS3 version.
But it's only the PS3 version, isn't it, as well?
I think, as far as I can gather, it is only the PS3 version. So I might play it again on the 360 version, which obviously you can play up to and including the Series X, can't you? So I might do that.
Yeah, because it's backwards compatible, isn't it?
I might do that because it was massively fun for a long time until I hit the glitch the first time. Then it was very stop-start, and I think it'd probably be a lot of fun to play the game all the way through without any issues, so I might do that at some point. Not straight away because I put in an awful lot of time getting all the way through the story. But like I say, it was well worth the effort because it was just a great game. It was like playing an episode of the TV show. I mean, obviously it's not like it's true to life or anything like that. So graphically, the PS3 could handle South Park animation. Probably the PS2 could have handled South Park animation. But I really enjoyed it, got through it. The humour was just like the humour of the show. I'm pretty sure that the two guys that wrote South Park must have been involved in the writing of this one.
Well, I mean, you must have them in, obviously, because otherwise it might not just have the same charm, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, it must have had. So that I enjoyed that, really liked it a lot. It's one of those games, I don't know why I never played it all the way through the first time when I started playing it.
Probably a new shiny thing came along,
Probably.
caught your eye, and then you played through that.
Because I don't even remember hitting the glitch the first time that I played it through, so it wasn't that put me off. But there you go. So I played that. What did I ask you to play though?
Well, you asked me to play a GameCube game, which was Star Wars Rebel Strike. Was it 2 or 3?
It's Rogue Squadron 3. Rebel Strike.
It's got a long title, but I did get around to playing a bit of it. So shall we have a look?
Let's have a look then. So you played a bit of Star Wars. I can see you in a snow speeder here, but I don't see no snow. What's going on?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I think the mission briefing is just I have to protect the shield and make sure that they don't get through. But I don't know if you can tell by the radar on the top right, there's a ton of things to take out.
Oh, of course. That's the point of the game.
But I wouldn't progress massively through it, I'll be honest. And I don't quite like the flying missions. I do quite like being on the ground a bit more, even though I haven't had many opportunities to do it. But
flying missions is what this game's all about.
Well, it's just not my thing, really, I'll be honest with you. But as you can see, I'm still taking everything that's in my path out.
I'm going to drop this up now.
Hopefully.
You
How did it snap?
Because you went too high.
I didn't go too high.
You have to stay round its... Really round its ankles is where you want to be.
But I will come back to it, just let's take out some other things because they are taking out the shield.
Oh, you've got a mine. That's not going to stop your big walker thing.
Might help.
It'll not. Take it with the tow rope. Did you never see Empire? Oh, you're too high there. Far too high. We're going to have another swing round at it.
Hopefully I'll get it this time.
Oh, I've got to say it's looking a little better this time. Oh, you're starting to get a bit high. You just about got away with that.
Now, as I say, I did get through a bit of it. I didn't get massively through it because I didn't get massively into it, I'll be honest. Plus those other games that I was playing at the time, which just...
I don't know how you didn't get massively into it. It's one of the best Star Wars games that there is.
Well, maybe if there wasn't other games as well catching my eye, which I wanted to play as well, then I potentially could have and would have put a lot more time into it.
You also said something quite controversial to me. You said you didn't like the GameCube controller.
No, I didn't. I didn't like the GameCube controller all that much.
The whole of America has now turned on you.
But
because they think it's the greatest controller that has ever been.
I think potentially some of the reasons why is because I haven't played a GameCube game in that long, and I've been playing like more modern games on more modern controls and stuff. So it's a bit weird to go from like playing someone on like a Series X or something and going straight to the GameCube. So
I've always found it a bit strange with that big green button in the middle and the other buttons around.
Yeah, it's a bit weird and like obviously until like you get used to it, it does feel weird and a bit uncomfortable at times.
But the game itself, what do you like? What do you not like?
I mean, the flying sections were alright, but I think the bits where I was like on the ground and that were probably some of my favourites. I think when on one of the missions I can't remember the exact name of it, where you had to fly through bits and then you just went on a bit, and yeah, I used the turrets. You were on the ground, you were shooting like stormtroopers and that, and then you got into turrets, and then you had to shoot out one of the vehicles and then get away. I think out of all of them, that was probably my favourite mission that I've played so far. But I think if I was to continue playing it, I'd probably start again because I'm gonna have to probably go through a few missions anyways again, just to get some points to unlock the next one. Which unfortunately I couldn't get like at least a bronze on one or two of them. But if I was to go back there, I think I would.
You know what
start
you've
again.
got to do? You just got to get good.
Look, I'll go back to it on my own time probably. But yeah, obviously with me not playing a lot of it, I can't give like a final verdict on it if I like the game or not. But from what I've played, it was in the middle for me. So
I can't believe you don't like the flying section. That's kind of what the game's all about. Getting into an X-wing and a snow speeder and a Y-wing and whatever else. Anyway, I suppose each to their own. What else have I did play a game that we picked up reasonably recently. I played quite a bit of it, partly because it's a sequel to one of my favourite games of all time, and I did play on the original Xbox, Outrun 2. No, it's not long since we picked this up.
no, it really hasn't been actually.
And I've been enjoying playing. You can see, because I love the original. Obviously, what car am I using? I'm using the same one as we're using the original.
But it's not just the one car, though, is there? In the game?
No, there's lots. But this is the one that I use because this to me this is the Outrun car. But I really like playing this because you've got a good sense of speed on it. It's got that, the undulating road where you go up and down all the time. And this is the double corner that when you've played it you always get wrong. Look how well I took that. Did you see?
I never always got it wrong.
Smashing into the wall is always getting it wrong.
I didn't always get it wrong. and you're going to the easy side, eh?
That just happened to be the side of the road that I was on.
Yeah, but you typically go for the easy side, though, don't you? Like,
yeah, sometimes.
Get on the road.
Well, I was trying not to smash into that car in front. I should have just like smashed into the side of it and went through. But anyway, we'll get past it here now. But you get a good sense of speed. I like the way that the road like swings up and down and round the banked corners and all that. It's kind of, I think this is what they would have done with the original Outrun if they'd had the capability to do it at the time.
Obviously, with a more powerful.
You'll also notice that I'm not doing an awful lot of drifting because I don't think that that's an Outrun thing.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
I know you have to on this one.
And even in Outrun original, there was some form of drift in there.
Right, not the easy way, right? Are you happy?
Right, yes, now I am.
Because it just happened to be the side of the road I was on at this point. So this one's Outrun 2, but I'm not even so sure that it's a sequel as much as it is just an update of the original. There's a lot that's right about it. I love the updated visuals, although the sprite work on the original still has its charm. The sensation of speed, the way that they've got that, the undulating tracks that you've from the original have been brought into the mod made brilliantly.
They've still got some pretty much all the original soundtrack as well, haven't they?
Exactly.
So,
Magical Sound Shower. That's if I could only ever listen to one more song for the rest of my life, Magical Sound Shower will probably be the one. So great to hear that again. There's a few versions of it as well.
Yeah, literally unlocked from doing like the, I guess, somewhat story mode, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can also play the original Outrun on it as well.
You can. The one thing that I wasn't so keen on was introduction of drifting. That's not Outrun. That's Ridge Racer, and I love Ridge Racer, but I don't play Outrun. I play Ridge Racer. Thankfully, it wasn't overdone like it is in Ridge Racer, but I didn't like having it much.
Well, I mean, I guess if you can time them correctly, or just like
it's not that it was difficult to do or anything like that. It just that's not Outrun.
No, I get that, but I guess with at the time, obviously, more racing games having that feature, they kind of thought, well, we'll have to add it, but
I guess so.
Well, I'm guessing it was still quite a fun game.
It was. It's Outrun. I will probably keep playing it on and off forever now that we've got it. Because it's so easily pick up and play. I've played a lot of it because this was like the first time I'd really played it. So I will continue to play it, but there's not like an in-depth career mode or anything like that.
It's just like challenges and
it's
that.
Pick up and play, isn't it? So I'll probably just keep playing it forever.
Well, I also played a racing game this month, and it's quite a modern one, I'll be honest. Obviously just coming out this year, not that long ago, on Game Pass. I played Forza Horizon 5. Now this is me doing one of the road races which I surprisingly haven't actually done on Forza up until now, even though I've managed.
So what car are you in here?
I'm in the Ital Design Zaruna, which came out, I believe, in the Series 1 winter season. But you have
see that trigger on the left hand side? That's your brake, not the car in front.
I know it is, right? But I've upgraded my car to an X-Class 999, which is the maximum that you can make a car, and I've got quite a nice livery, I'd say, with the black and the gold accents. So, and I'm decently good at driving as well, right?
Smashing at full speed into the back of the car in front of you is not good driving.
Broke too soon for me, right? Not my problem.
It's your problem, because you were the shit driver behind that couldn't brake in time.
No, because I brake after. But flying past some of these corners, yeah. I actually really do like this car. With it being the first one that you would unlock out of the series, the season, sorry, and the second one being a Subaru, I didn't know if I was going to like it because typically the ones that you get start offer, like, they're not the best in that, but it has proved to be quite a nice car, to be honest.
You think so?
Well, and it's also an exclusive to that season, so the only way you can actually get it now is through the auction house. So
it just looks like insert generic supercar here to me.
Well, it handles.
I'm sorry, but it is.
Well, for me, it handles quite nice, and obviously it's quite quick and that because it is a supercar. But
I wouldn't have given you that checkpoint, by the way. I think you went the wrong side of it.
Well, here's the thing: as long as you actually just even hit it, you get it. So we'll finish first.
Well, I don't think you were alone playing Forza Horizon 5 over the last month or so.
No, that's...
In fact, there's no think about it. I know that you weren't alone playing Forza Horizon 5. I mean, apart from the fact that everyone who's got an Xbox played it over the last month. I played it too. But as you can imagine, I played it better.
No. You didn't, but shall we have a look anyways?
Oh well. So I played 2. Except I did it properly. Bloody supercars. See that? 1986 Ford Escort RS Turbo.
Look, I've got some old school cars as well, but just I prefer driving in quicker cars because for me, for some reason, I'm not sure why, I tend to drive a bit better when I'm at higher speeds, you see. So
I'm not exactly hanging a bit in this.
well,
You'll notice there's been some severe upgrades made to said Escort, but it's still an Escort. And that was the same in Forza Horizon 4. The hatchbacks are the way to go.
Well, it depends on how you like to play, what cars you like.
They're just more fun. It's cars that I actually remember being on the road. And you'll notice that I go through all the checkpoints.
Yeah, well, so do I, right? I still get them, right?
And you notice that I've got a great livery there. It's white. Like a proper car.
Look, right, you've smashed into a wall.
That's all right.
And you've nearly spun out of control.
But I recovered it and I went through the checkpoint. Didn't go the other side of it.
But I still got it because I still technically hit it. So
I think I'm damn bloody brilliant here. And
that was doing well when I was driving.
And even though I had a little bit of a side swipe on the
right, you didn't go through the middle of that checkpoint. I'll be honest.
I still went through it.
Yeah, well, so did I. Right, so.
I mean, just look at the way that it handles like it's on rails, this thing.
And so did my Zaruna.
Doesn't handle well enough for you to go through the checkpoint, so does it?
That was by my own control.
The ultimate clean racing.
I got them as well. I'll be honest with you, I did.
I may have cut that one a little bit fine. There we go, towards the end. And I don't think there's any car that's even close to me. What a wonderful looking car, that looks better than yours. There we go. And we obviously both put quite a bit of time in this. You actually put a lot more time into it than I did.
Because I get more time than you, that's the thing. So,
but yeah, we both made the Hall of Fame, obviously, and we do play it very differently. It's like we play 2 different games, even though it's the same game.
Yeah, because I typically choose the faster cars.
You just go for
the cars which.
And this is the thing that you don't quite understand. You say I go for the faster cars. No, you go for the ones that's faster when they're stock. I get the more interesting cars and make them faster than yours.
Well, I don't think yours could still compete with mine, but I guess I would be someone that would have to test at some point. But they definitely play it 2 different ways. But I think that's the fun of it. You can play however you want to. You get whatever cars you want.
And that's where we're different. Like you see, like I like the hatchback, so I've got the old Escorts, the old Renault 5s. I've got Peugeot 2. I've got a couple of 205s as well. But then I got like lost down a rabbit hole, and so I've got the A-Team van and the A-Team Corvette, the Dukes of Hazzard Dodge Charger, and I go down that route too. So far I've avoided getting the Only Fools and Horses 3-wheel van, but that will happen as well.
Well, I don't think it'll be that expensive to get though, will it?
But to get it up to an S1 class costs a fortune.
Yeah, it definitely will, but the game itself's absolutely
and I'm sure
amazing.
It'll really, really, really please people like you if I go online and they turn up in their hypercar, Lamborghini, whatever it is, and see that the Only Fools and Horses 3-wheel van fly past them because I've upgraded it.
Yeah, well, you never know, because sometimes when you do auto upgrades, and unless you tune them yourself, you don't get exactly what you want.
Yeah, but you can tweak it yourself.
You definitely can, but and I think for people who played Forza Horizon 4, will definitely recognise the layout of the map, even though it's in two separate places. I felt when playing it, the layout was quite similar.
Well,
to be honest,
it's just an open world. I don't think the layout was particularly similar.
you had a city in the top right in both of them. You had a beachy area on the right hand side.
They were very different maps.
They're different, but for me, it felt a bit similar in a way. But
well, so there you go. That's something that we both played.
now, I also have played a few other games, and I think the next one that I want to go with is one which also did come out quite recently, and again went on Game Pass. However, the game itself isn't quite recent though, is it? It's more of a remaster, updated version of GTA San Andreas. Just recently going on Game Pass. This is obviously San Andreas, but the definitive collection version.
I love the original San Andreas. It was one of my favourite games ever.
Well, I quite enjoy playing through this, but obviously I'm not finished yet.
There's a lot of people who had a lot of issues with this thing. The biggest problems you had was the rain.
And a missing bridge.
However,
However, the game has been updated recently to fix some stuff.
It has, a lot of people have been complaining about the character models as well.
I think they fixed some of them as well.
It's like they never saw the original game and how bad the character models were on that.
Well, I think with the update, the most recent one, they have fixed some of that as well, though.
Possibly.
But you can tell that they haven't tried to go over the top of the graphics and that, and they've tried to at least keep some of the original charm of it a bit.
I think there is a lot of it. It's just a lazy port.
Yeah, there is some of that still.
The way you parked that just outside the hole was brilliant there. Can I just throw that one out?
Look, I messed up, okay? Right? But we'll just get out the hole.
Luckily, another truck has just spawned.
Thankfully. But let's have another.
And the one in the hole's disappeared.
Well, either way, if it was there, if it wasn't, it was still going to get buried. And there we go.
You said remaster, upgrade there.
Well, it's what it kind of aimed to be, but it's not really.
Lazy port is kind of the route that we're going down.
Well, I mean, yeah, in a way, but also they've upscaled a bit.
Well, no, for whatever reason you don't play the original game, and maybe it has the muddy textures and all the rest of it, so maybe that makes this more accessible for you and obviously people of your generation. If this was all that they were going to do, I don't think it justifies the price of the full game.
Well, I think that's the reason why they bundled three of them together. Because they did. If you were to just want San Andreas, you would have to buy the entire definitive collection where you get 3 and Vice City as well. But for people who've got Game Pass, I think it's definitely a game that should be installed and tried. Even if you played the original or if you haven't, because it is an amazing game.
Well, you've never played the original, so what have you made of San Andreas? Because you've got a few quality of life improvements, like the controls were more suited to modern play styles.
Well, it's got more of a GTA 5 control scheme. However, you can change it, I believe, to the original if you want it. So,
I can change it to the original anyway because I've got the original.
well, you know what I mean. But it's been an absolutely amazing time that I've experienced with it. I haven't obviously completed it yet. I'm only on the second island of the three. So
I was surprised that how much you played of it because, and not because I don't think it's a good game. San Andreas was one of my favourite games from the minute I first played it. But I played it when it still had the wow factor about it. This certainly didn't have the wow factor.
Well, just because the game doesn't have that doesn't mean that it's a bad game.
No, it doesn't mean it's a bad game. But I think with that on top of a good solid story and what have you, made it. It was a game that everyone had to play. It was actually the first of the GTA 3 trilogy that I played. I didn't play GTA 3 and Vice City before playing this. San Andreas was my first 3D GTA. I don't even remember why. And I still think it's the best of the three. And I know people say Vice City especially, but a lot of people have got a lot of love for Vice City. I didn't like the map on Vice City very much.
Well, I've actually never played Vice City or 3, so this is...
Well, you'll get a chance because PlayStation Now's getting one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, PlayStation's getting one of them, and obviously Xbox has got San Andreas, which PlayStation, I'm not sure if they've released theirs yet.
No, I think it's... Well, I don't know.
Haven't checked.
Yeah. By the time this video goes out, I'm sure it will.
Yeah, probably will have been, but I've definitely enjoyed it, and I'm going to see it through and complete the entire game, so...
You have to put a lot of hours in.
I will do.
So that's another game that you've been playing. What else have I played? I finally got round to playing a game that I play every year, and I played NHL 21. Now every year I do like to play the NHL game. It's actually taking me a while to get around to this. Do you see how I just moved out the way of the defender and hit that slap shot in at the top corner?
But it wouldn't be a month in games without one of us playing a sports game.
No, it wouldn't be. But yeah, but you can see this is the Stanley Cup Final. The graphic there gives it away. Watch me, just winds up, smashes it in. Those that are eagle-eyed will spot that I am playing as the Canucks. I always play as the Canucks. Well, almost always play as the Canucks. They're not the greatest team in the game, but I don't know. That's the team that I kind of...
You always go for.
It's the team that I like. Team that's jerseys are a buy and that sort of thing. And then you can see not only was it the Stanley Cup Final, but it is now officially the last game in the Stanley Cup series. You can see that they're all getting a little bit excited about it. Well,
quite rightly.
Not the New York Islanders, obviously. No. They're not very excited about it.
But the Canucks are quite rightly excited that they've went ahead and won.
Well, of course. Not every day. Do you know that? It's like once, maybe twice in a generation, Vancouver get to the Stanley Cup Final. This is a big deal.
Then they show respect.
This does seem to go on for a little while. Let's just give me the bloody trophy. No, I don't care about shaking his hand.
Well, the players do, okay?
Okay. I will take that trophy too. That's for best player of the finals. So he'll get that one. There we go, there's the Stanley Cup. And this is a very rare sight, like I say, Vancouver lifting this trophy. Might never happen again in our lifetime.
Well, you can never say never though, can you?
Well, it'll happen next year in NHL 22 when I play that. It's just in real life that they're not very good.
Well, they're not even the worst rated in the game, though, that's the thing.
They might not be the worst, but they're certainly far from being the best. There you go, running about with it above his head. Everyone's happy. Give that big trophy a bit of sugar there, pal. There we go. It's quite a weird trophy, isn't it?
Well, it's quite big, isn't it?
Well, the trophy itself isn't. All the nameplate says. Surely they're not all going to have a share of it.
This does go on for a while, doesn't it?
It
definitely does.
But over the length of the season, you earn it. That's for sure. It makes you earn it, so you might as well have a good celebration. But
it does take ages.
So the NHL is another game franchise that I do like to play every year. I don't spend money on microtransactions or anything like that. Play the season, win the cup, done. Bish bash bosh. I do it with Madden every year, and I do it with baseball as well.
Yeah.
So you can see playing the game that it looks very pretty. I don't think it looks any different to the game from the NHL 20.
Well, it probably has a bit because obviously
doesn't look very different to NHL 19 or 18 or 17 or 16, but I do like to play them. So while they come on,
well, it's always refreshing to have a sports game that like every time one gets released.
Well, I don't go out and buy them. I play them when they come on Game Pass or EA Access as was.
Now EA Play, isn't it?
Well, so it's not like I spend money on them. If I ever want to in the future, I'm sure I'll be able to pick them up. You know, $5 for a pound and stuff like that. Well, I mean, that's how sports games go, isn't it?
As soon as the next one comes out, the previous one just drops in price significantly.
Absolutely.
But I think even I played a little bit of NHL 21, but obviously not the level like you have. I haven't won the Stanley Cup and that, and with me, I think I've had that like many other games which I've been playing instead of it. So I probably do need to get around to playing it.
I probably put far more time into it than this game deserved. It's good, but like I say, it's no different to the last 5 or 6 versions of this game going back in time. So what else have you played then?
Well, for me, this is my final game, and it's not a recent game. It's recent for me because I've only recently gotten it digitally. However, and it is Dead or Alive 6.
You quite like fighting games, don't you?
I do quite like fighting games, and when I seen that this had went on this Xbox Marketplace on a sale because of Black Friday, for I believe around £13 or something like that, I thought I should really pick it up because I do quite like the Dead or Alive series as well.
Should just say that's £13 for just the base game. You don't get the £7,500 worth of DLC with it, do you?
No, you just get the standard fighters and story unlock and stuff. So
I still cannot believe
that they're charging that much.
They charge
for
thousands
costumes.
of pounds for
pretty much just
DLCs.
Pure costumes as well, though. That's the thing. But
because they've done the same with the last one as well, didn't they? DOA 5. I think to get that in its entirety at the end, once they'd released all the DLC, someone worked out it was like £12,000 it would cost.
Too much.
You think?
Because who's realistically got that just lying about ready to spend on Dead or Alive costumes?
I'm not being funny. That's 12 Xbox Series X's, 12 PlayStation 5s, and discs to play on them.
It's
Anyway.
insane. But
Yes. I always liked the Dead or Alive games. The volleyball games were always shite, but
that's spin off.
I always liked the Dead or Alive games. It was just until they started doing this DLC stuff. It kind of tainted the franchise a little bit, I would say.
I'm kind of 3-0 up in this best of 9, not 9, 7. So I'm doing quite well for myself.
You're getting a few special moves on any road. So we did touch on it there, but the one thing that has really tainted Dead or Alive is
microtransactions.
It's like EA's running about. Look at all these fake cards that we can sell in Ultimate Team, and Koei Tecmo is just like, hold my beer.
Has all the costumes which you'll never be able to use it for a long period of time because your fights don't really go on for that long.
It's just
there's about 5 or 6 season passes.
I know it's a horrible practice, this, and I don't think it'll ever end.
I mean, we all hope that it'll end, but realistically, is it? I guess that's only something that we can find out when it happens or doesn't.
Is it still as good a fighter though as it also? Because Dead or Alive was always a decent fighting game. Like the mechanics of it was always good.
Yeah, I'd say that's still a good fighter to play at. I mean, for the £13 which I paid, I've definitely got my money worth it. I'd say. Obviously, there's a ton of season passes and DLC. But here's the thing: if I was to really want like one of the characters or something, like instead of spending the £75 per season pass, you can just buy the character themselves instead. And I get that that's still something. You're still microtransacting, but you don't have to as well, and they never just shove it in your face either. Like, yes, when you're choosing your costume and everything, they're always there and they always show themselves up, but you don't have to, and they never shove it in your face. So it's always just there if you want to. It's never you need to, unlike stuff like Ultimate Team and stuff to get like the best.
I just remember the early Dead or Alive games I really did like. I always thought it had a really good combo system. Its reversal system always was pretty good. All the fighters felt different. I assume that please say it's still got all that.
Well, the holds and stuff too.
Well, just that it's still got the feel of a Dead or Alive game.
I'd say it has.
It's not generic brawler number 3.
No, it's still Dead or Alive. So
maybe it's worth a go.
Yeah, I'd say that it's obviously. I don't think it's still on sale because obviously Black Friday's been, but I'm not sure how much it goes for physically. But I'd say if it's decently priced, I'd say it's definitely worth to pick up and play.
Yeah. Maybe keep an eye out for it then.
Yeah.
So is that you done for the month then?
That's me done.
Well, I played one more game, and again, a game that I do like to play. I don't get all. What's the word? Some people just let it take over their lives. I'm not like that. It's Bish Bash Bosh, once and done. I've played Football Manager 2022. So you can see this is my Celtic team. You can see we're late on in the game, playing against Sevca Rangers. It's still at 1-1. Playing away from home as well. Obviously, there's a lot on the line. This is towards the end of the season. This is see how quickly I can wrap up the league.
And it's got an updated team as well, so you can see Kyogo, Jota, Starfelt.
Yeah, you see the wee fella here, Jota there, forward to Kyogo.
Back to Jota. Oh, and there's Lea Labada in the middle. Oh, it's just wonderful to watch. And off he goes to have a little bit of a celebrate. So you would imagine this late on in the game, that's got to be it, hasn't it?
It should.
You can see they're on the break again. They have to come out a little bit now that they're behind. They can't play this 10 at the back crap. Here we go. There's the wee Kyogo again. He's no bad, that fella.
No, he's good in real life and in the game, so...
Oh, check out that burst of speed by Abada there. Oh, there's wee Kyogo.
Kyogo.
I've built a fast attack inside here.
Which is always good to have.
Oh, definitely, aye. That was some ton of pace there by Abada. Kyogo just smashed it in first time. Everybody's happy. Just see there, Jota's not looking overly fit, so we'll just move Kyogo out to the wing and we'll stick the fella Giacomakis up front just for the last few minutes. And time just runs down with nothing much of note to happen. And that was the game that won the league.
Well,
there's no way in the world the SPFL would ever let Celtic lift the trophy at Poundland. So just soak this up here.
well, it's no longer the Scottish, it's the Cinch, isn't it?
No, that's just for sponsorship purposes.
Yeah.
It's still the SPFL.
Yeah.
And like I say, they would not. Unlike in the game, which will just give you the trophy wherever you're playing, the SPFL would never let Celtic go to Poundland and lift the trophy. Just wouldn't happen. So this is the Xbox version of Football Manager 2022.
It's Series X and S enhanced, isn't it, as well?
Well, it is.
But
quite honestly, I don't see a lot of difference between this and last year's version, which was just on the Xbox One.
Yeah, I guess it's because obviously it's not like a full on, like, it's not, you see the entire football and that, it's like somewhat of a top down, but not so much.
It's a game that if you're into it, you're into it. I mean, I like it. I don't get too caught up in it.
Like, you're not going to buy the new game as soon as it comes out.
No, I'll just play it when it comes on Game Pass. You know, and I don't play it for 20 seasons at a time. At one point, I have to admit, I did do that. Back when it was Championship Manager, I would take a non-league team. Then quite often you'd get like Auchinleck Talbot would get to the Scottish Premiership and onto the Champions League. But I don't play it like that anymore. I just play one season and done. And I've been quite okay at it. The last couple of years I've had my season and won trebles. So I feel like I've done everything that I wanted to do with it. I mean, it would be nice to win the Champions League, but unless you're going to be Bayern Munich or Paris Saint-Germain, it's not that easy.
Well, because it's more accurate to...
Well,
because you can't control the exact football as the title is. Yes, you're the manager, you're not the player. So
I always enjoy playing through a season, just seeing what I can do. And as you can see, my team was playing pretty well there. I got a good system with playing fast attacking football. I say my system. That's just how Celtic play, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just completely ripped off Ange Postecoglou.
Well, it works, doesn't it? So
it does appear to work, aye. And that was everything I've played this month.
So it's now at the point of the video where we choose a game for each other to play through next month.
We absolutely do. Who would you like to go first?
What have you chosen for me then?
I'm actually being really nice to you this month. And a game that you should enjoy and really want to play through. You'll have to fire up the Wii U because you were playing Lego Jurassic World. It says Lego Jurassic World, but actually it's got the 3 Jurassic Park games on this as well, I think, hasn't it?
I'm not sure because I can't remember the last time I played it. Probably was on the 360 or something.
Have you played this one before?
I don't believe I played much of it.
You've played all the other Lego ones. I didn't think you'd actually played this one.
I think I played like the first mission or something like that, but I haven't played a ton of it. And it's been probably a long while since I've actually ever played a Lego game, from what I can remember.
The Lego games are really, really good fun.
Especially when you're playing co-op as well, that's the thing.
Well, there's that as well. And I think you get drop in, drop out co-op on this, so
yeah, you can.
when you're playing sometime, I might drop in and drop out.
Well, you never know, but definitely one which I'll be hoping to actually be able to play through the entire game. Now for you, I'm going to stick on a theme. Obviously last month it was Stick of Truth. This time I'm going for The Fractured But Whole. Obviously both being South Park games, the only 2 that have been released so far.
They're not the only 2 South Park games,
Well,
they're the only 2 Obsidian ones.
Yeah. Obviously you've got the PlayStation 1 games and that, but this one is the most recent.
It is.
And obviously with it being on the Xbox One, hopefully you don't experience any crashes in that.
No, but hopefully not. And I did really enjoy Stick of Truth, so
hopefully
hopefully this one's going to be just as good. It's got to be, hasn't it? It's got to be good fun.
It should.
So I'll definitely play that. But that wraps it up for this video then. So that's us for until after Christmas before we do another one of these. So no doubt be plenty of games played.
Well, hopefully there'll be plenty of games
for
played.
that video. But that's it for now. So if you haven't already, please do it.
Give us a like, a share and a subscribe and turn the notification bell so you can notified when we upload, and we will see you in the next video.